So I'm glad we began with a bunch of thank yous, because it's one of the most important things that I do, honestly, is to thank people for the remarkable work that they've done. In this case, the remarkable work that my colleagues here at the University of Leeds and elsewhere have done to organize this meeting, and to each of you for being here. So thank you for being here, and thank you for your contributions. We have new collaborations. Yorkshire universities have continued to collaborate effectively around this meeting, which is delightful. But it's also the meeting's getting bigger. So this year we have nearly 500 delegates, which is a very large academic meeting. 108 student contributors, 57 student presentations, 4 student workshops, 4 installations, 1 biodiversity monitoring session, and over 75 academic posters. When I get to read things like this, I think like I'm the Count from Sesame Street, but I'll try not to imitate the Count. And we also have a new collaboration with the employer engagement team to deliver a careers in sustainability networking event with employers from across the country. So I'm delighted that we have that working more effectively this year, and this is something we're going to continue to expand as we want to make more opportunities for careers in sustainability available to our students, and to make that a focus of the university. So there is no question that tackling sustainability issues and climate change are important to the University of Leeds. For student education, my portfolio, this means providing innovative and impactful educational experiences that are challenge-based and informed by our research strengths. But I think we need to go beyond that. But this focus is so important to us, so we want to give all of our students an opportunity to study and experience sustainability. And I want to pause and underline that. So we're in the midst of significant curricular transformation work at the University of Leeds, and there are only 2 seriously cross-cutting focuses of that work. One of them is sustainability. So we are committed at this university to ensuring that every single University of Leeds student has an opportunity to learn or experience something meaningful around sustainability while they're here at the University of Leeds. It is something that we understand to be distinctive about the university at present, and something that we want to be known for as a university in the future. But beyond learning about sustainability, we want students to create knowledge in this area. We want you to build your sustainability skills, contribute your own solutions, and have a positive impact on society and the natural environment. Staff and students across the university are already doing amazing things in this space. You'll learn a little bit more about it today, if you haven't, or if you aren't fully aware of it now. And given the importance of sustainability to the Leeds curriculum, I am genuinely excited about the future for sustainability education at the University of Leeds. I've had a number of conversations with universities in North America who have picked up a little bit about what we're doing at the University of Leeds. We're not alone in a focus on sustainability, and there are other universities who want to travel this path with us. So we'll have lots of opportunities for collaborations with partners around the world as we embark on this journey ourselves. So through the sustainable curriculum principles, we can be transformative. We must be transformative. We can educate differently and demonstrate our commitment and leadership in education for sustainable development. Now, I am excited about the future of sustainability education and research at the university. Everything that I have said is true. But like you, I'm under no illusions as to the sustainability challenges in front of each and every one of us. These challenges don't sit in the future. They are not in some distant future. They are not in some near future. They are right now. These must be addressed now in the present by each and every one of us in this room. To meet this challenge will require leadership from those of us to develop new approaches and new solutions. Now, we tend to think about these new approaches in terms of science, but I study persuasion. In fact, I study communication and persuasion in technical and scientific contexts. So I've spent my entire career working on problems like, why don't people listen to good reasons? And why don't people believe the science? Because we're human beings, right? I come from a philosophical tradition which goes something like this. Human beings decide what they believe, and then they come up with the reasons to justify them later, which makes my philosophy colleagues weep when I say things like this. But it comes from a real philosophical tradition. I have a very complicated, therefore, understanding of how human beings engage with science, with ideas, with reasons, with rationality, and how they make decisions about what they're going to do in the world. So I study persuasion, how to change the world through language. And I know that we need approaches to the sustainability challenges that are fundamentally deeply human and deeply cultural. The biggest sustainability challenge we face, in fact, might be one of persuasion. And of course, I would say that. How do we create a community of individuals willing to change? It is not the case, and as I've alluded, has never been the case, that rational arguments are ever fully persuasive. They never, ever move the world on their own. We cannot think without feeling. Our emotional lives are as powerful as our thinking lives. So how do we persuade others, particularly those who experience the world differently from us, that we need to act now? How do we persuade people to invest in future generations when they have acute needs now? And perhaps for those of us in this room, how do we persuade ourselves that change is possible and not to be afraid of the future? Human beings and the institutions they create are capable of change. I've been spending my entire life more or less successfully changing institutions and every now and then persuading people. But to make those changes possible, we need to engage in a thoughtful and respectful way with a broad range of individuals and communities. Some who don't agree with what we think and believe to be true in this world, and some who are in fact disagreeable about these issues. It is the conversation that we must design with others that will get us to the changes we need to see very soon in the world. So as always, when I get an opportunity to talk about the things that I care about the most, persuasion, changing the world through language, my ask of you is to remember to always be persuasive. It's not always important to be right, but it is important to be persuasive. We must bring people along with us on this journey to make the changes that we must make immediately and that every single one of us is responsible for. So thank you for being here. As you work through the meeting, as you talk with people, my challenge to you is to think about how might others who might disagree with us think about the arguments we're making, the science we're learning, the social science we're learning, and how can you, in the work that you do, bring people along with you, engage in a real conversation, a thoughtful conversation with people who may not be where you are on the sustainability journey, so that you can carry them with you and make sure that we absolutely make the changes we need to make in the future. Thank you for inviting me. Thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled to enjoy this panel. Thank you.